Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We're here for a homework discussion again this week. Sorry we missed last week, but between the holidays and both the groups not doing very detailed events, we figured we could let it slide for a week. And I don't even know what homework looks like yet this week. So
it's a real, and we're a night later than usual too. So we've just been
yeah,
coming off the back of Stitcher Games and we're just recovering.
yes. I had to completely take a stitching hiatus for a few days after that. Just it wore all of me out.
It was fun though, but it was, yeah.
It was. But it's a lot of, it wasn't just the stitching though, it was all the interacting with people, and for an introvert, once you've done that, you hit your overload. Like, I was so snappy with my husband for the last couple days, and he's like, "What's wrong?" I was like, "My stress level is up here for absolutely no reason at all." Just
It had spent too much time with us.
it was making decisions. It was trying to decide who to attack and what to hold back, and then you had that opposition complaining, and there was all that banter. It made a lot to deal with.
And I should say on that, I was surprised we got names. What was your name, Sammy?
Miss Sunshine.
Miss Sunshine. Well, apparently I'm Miss Sassy.
She knows you. She's got to know you.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm so sassy. Anyway, so we thought we'd come back tonight, just the two of us for a change. Because we're a night later and we're trying to keep Sammy awake and my bedtime as well. And we give you a quick chat on the homework, that there's not a lot to talk about, and then there's a few things we do have some things to say.
Yeah. All right. So why don't you go ahead and start with Cheryl's?
Okay, so Cheryl's group is doing something really cool this week. She is doing an advent calendar. So it's like, one of those boxes with the chocolates in the different windows, and you open a window a day. So this week or this month, or the first 24 days of it anyway, you can stitch whatever you like. And all you have to do is choose whether you're going to do 50, 100 or 200 stitches a night or a day, whatever you stitch in a 24-hour period. And you get the size chocolate that you stitch. And if you get enough chocolates, then you, I don't know, get in the draw for some prize or something. I don't know. It's fun. And really, 200 stitches is a cakework for those of us who are in Stitcher Games. We can do that in our sleep. So I'll be aiming for 200 a night, which is 3 chocolates or 3 size chocolates. And she's doing a really cool thing that I actually really like, because I am big on honesty and reliability. So she's doing this cool thing. Can you tell us that? Because you've got one there ready, Sammy.
Yes. So each day at midnight Eastern time, she releases like a phrase, and it's a fill in the blank. You fill in the blank, you write it down in your handwriting, not on a computer, and take a picture of it with your whip. So day 1 was new month, new blank, and I put new month, new finish, because I am focusing on finishes this month. We're going to whip down before the new year. And so I just put it with my whip and take a picture of it, do my stitching, take another picture, move on.
And on that, you don't have to have the phrase on your end photo, but it has to be on the starting photo. But hey, if you want to make sure it's definitely kosher, then put it on both. Yeah, so my phrase was similar to yours, Sammy. Surprise, surprise. New month, new whip to finish. So yeah, because Sammy and I, pardon? I haven't looked at day 2 yet. I've only just got home.
Okay, it's all I want for Christmas is blank.
A Lowry table stand.
Mm.
And I'm getting it from Santa too. It may or may not be already sitting within about 2 meters of me. What do you want for Christmas?
All I want for Christmas is to see the kids smile.
Oh, see, I'm materialistic and you go for the good Miss Sunshine. Yeah, well, actually, we're going to have Christmas dinner at my place this year, which will be really good. Nice. So that advent calendar, that's basically it. So choose 50, 100, 200 stitches and stitch your heart out.
Yes. And So tokens ended at the end of last month or end of last week or whenever. We're not doing tokens again until the beginning of the year. I hope you spent yours wisely, or spent it at all. And so for this month, it's entries into a drawing, I believe.
Whatever will be pretty cool. I mean, I'm happy to stitch just to stitch. So these prizes are a great bonus. I was a little bit disappointed actually because I normally can catch the opening of the boutique before I go to bed, which is before the rest of you get up. But I didn't catch it last night, so it was a whole too many hours later. So I only got choices of not such.
Yeah, and I had been saving up for a 500, and I got to 476.
Oh
man,
just missed out.
Well, and this last month it hadn't really been a focus, so I tried a little harder. It's all good. All right. The next one is the Ultimate Cross Stitch Group. I know we don't talk about this one very often because they don't pre-plan their events, and their events, they sometimes have really detailed ones, but this month's is really simple. They have a path, and each brick on the path gets revealed each day and has an amount of stitches you need to stitch. You do not have to make them that day. You can play catch up. If you missed yesterday, you could do yesterday's and today's. As long as you do them all by the end of the event, you'll get a badge. I know yesterday's was 250, today's is 175. They try and keep it in about there. They don't get crazy high numbers.
Manageable.
So that is the Ultimate Cross Stitch Group.
Cool. There's also Semi-Saint, while we're on easy ones. The couple of ones they're doing this month, but they got it really easy because last month was a killer. The one that I'm doing is This or That, which just means I put 2 of my whips up and one of the admins has chosen which one I have to stitch on, and I have to stitch on it for at least 3 days, I think, and post before and after stitch. So that'll be pretty easy.
Okay. And is there another one in Semi-Saint?
Probably.
I think there's something about Christmas ornaments.
Drinking. No, yeah, there's an ornament something, but there's something about drinking. Every time you watch a Hallmark Christmas show, you have to do a certain amount of drinking or something. I don't know. It may not be drinking, it might be stitching, or it might be stitching and drinking. I don't know because I haven't really looked at it yet.
Okay. And Virtual Stitchers actually has some homework for you this month. I know we never talked about our own group, but starting next year, we're going to have not necessarily a challenge or anything like that, but we have stuff going on that we'll keep you apprised of. This month is Finish That Stitch December. Ooh, almost said it.
There's another version, but we won't say that on here.
Right. And everybody can play their own way. So for example, what I have done is I've taken 24 whips that are kind of close to a finish. I could probably do it within a day or two. I put them in envelopes. I shuffled the envelopes and I numbered them. So it's like an advent calendar for me. I opened up day 1 yesterday, and this is what I'm working on. Summer Sparkler Party by the Frosted Pumpkin. And I didn't finish it yesterday, but at midnight I drew number 2, which was I Love Fall, but I got it finished. My first finish. And so then I went back to the one I hadn't quite finished, and I'll have this finished before I go home today.
And I know originally before you decided on the Advent method, you were going to actually start with the one that was closest to a finish and work your way through that way, which was a cool idea. I'm doing it differently to you. I'm focusing on Finish That Stitch December, but I've got 6 pieces that I want to finish in December that are all pretty close to finishing. So for example, this one here is my Blackbird Designs. You can't see all of it, but you can see how little I've got to do here.
Oh yeah.
There's one tree there, and there's one tree on the other side, and then there's a couple of little stitches on this border, and it'll be finished. So this is my first focus for Finish That Stitch. I may as well show you all of these. Why not? You want to see some stitching in this video, don't you? We have my gingerbread. It's actually an Advent one. So you can see I've got most of the top finished. There's a little bit more to do up there, and then I've just got to do a couple more little people and some numbers on that. So there's that one. Then I've got my Sal's, because that makes sense to finish them. So my Painted Orphans. So you can see I've got 2 months to go on that, and a little bit of the border on the last month, but I'm getting pretty close to a finish on that.
Please take note that everything Lisa has showed you has a house on it.
Hey, this one, I'm not showing you the work, but this is the Letters for Hogwarts. There's not a house on it, there is a castle. So this is a stitch along by Cunning's cross stitch that is for next year, but you have to get all of this done in preparation. So I figure I need to get that done. All right, Miss Smarty Emu Pants, where's the house on this one?
There isn't one on that one.
And because you're being a Smarty Emu Pants, there's one more for this month, and that is Fairy Tale Princesses. And there's no house on that either. And I'm really excited with this one, Sammy, because see how I'm 3 months behind.
Mm-hmm.
Really excited because this one here was like Elsa the Snow Queen in purple. This one was Belle in yellow, and this one was Cinderella in blue. But they then released a special Christmas one. So I'm actually thinking I might do the red Christmas one here. I'll leave Belle in the middle, and I'm going to pop Cinderella back to here in blue and not worry about doing like an Elsa.
Awesome.
I'm going to have blue, yellow, and red, which I think will still make a nice composition. So good on me for being behind.
You know, that's one thing I found with the Sal's that first year that I did them is I was keeping up with it really well, and then I started noticing people's changes, and I was like, man, I might have should have waited a couple months because my birthday's in August. So August on an advent calendar or on a monthly anything needs to be whatever I like. And so sometimes I tend to rearrange and find whichever one's my favorite to put as August.
Yeah.
Well,
I thought Christmas would be good for the bottom, and I don't care if it's not a real Disney princess or anything. These are all just pretty ladies. So yeah, I'm really pleased with that. So that's my plans for finish that stitch. As for which one I do in which order, I haven't made a plan yet. I'm doing the one I'm doing because it's the closest to the finish, I think.
Well, and I'm still kind of sticking to that because I have, like, if I finish this before I leave work tonight, I'll be back at work at 7 o'clock this evening, and then I'll still have hours till midnight to stitch before I can draw for day 3. So I do have 5 other close to finish whips that those I will choose by whichever one's closest, which right now would be Deck the Halls. And again,
that's way ahead of me.
30 minutes and then go to the next closest. So yeah, I'm still kind of doing that after the Advent part of it.
Cool.
So,
all right.
And I guess that just leaves us with Magical Stitches, right?
This is the one we're going to have to switch our brains on. We're both very tired, but anyway. All right.
And I do want to say, I'm going to help plan for this one, but because the way that I'm doing Finish This Stitch, I'm probably not actually going to do homework this month.
And I have to admit, I'm in a similar boat because my priority this month is the virtual stitches Finish That Stitch, because if I can get another 6 projects finished, that's going to give me something like 32 finishes for the year, which would be pretty awesome and just set me up well for next year. So I don't go into the rabbit hole trap of having 350 billion whips.
Right.
Okay, so there's a wonderful story. I'm not going to read that for you, but basically you got to do 100 stitches in each task if you choose to. Number 1, because the Horcrux made you feel very uncertain and not as important as other students, work on your second favourite whip.
I know I pulled up my pictures.
Well, mine will either be my Gingerbread Village or my Painted Orphans. They're both pretty close to my second favourite. My favourite at the moment is the Where My Heart Blooms.
Hmm. You know,
Are any of your nearly soon to be finished whips your second favorite, Sammy?
I think this one would be very close. Let me share this one. I mean, I can't guarantee that I'll draw it in time, but it would probably be this one.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
because of all the meaning behind it.
Yeah, nice.
So,
Cool. All right. Our travelers stopped at the Love Goods for help. They saw some interesting things and would like you to stitch one of these items. You'll need to tell us why you think this relates. Probably need you to research an image for it. And your prefects are working on a secret project, so they won't be able to help. So you have to stitch either a crumpled horn snorkack, magical creature with a horn, a freshwater plimpy, a freshwater fish type creature, a dirigible plum, which is like an orange radish, or a billywig, which is like an insect. So basically, you can stitch on any project that has one of those things on it. You don't have to stitch on the actual item. And you just have to say what it is. So I'm just looking to see. All right, winner, chicken dinner for me. Eating all the Australian acronyms tonight, Sammy, except my needle minders are sticking together. Hold on. Not going to unstick. Let's just move him down there for now. All right, I have a winner, chicken dinner. What do you see in Snow White's hand?
Snow White.
I'm sure that's
I'm
sure that's a dirigible plum, isn't it?
Yeah.
People would think it's an apple, but no, it's a dirigible plum. So there you go. Winner. I have a dirigible plum.
All right, here's mine. Those lovely legendary creatures, because I believe these have horns on them.
Yep.
See that first one that you said?
Yeah, sorry, that would be the crumpled horn snorkack. I'm sure that's a crumpled horn. You'd like to tell me that's not a crumpled horn snorkack?
If not, then they're close cousins.
Very close, just from a different continent maybe, but that's all good. I like
The
that.
American version.
Maybe it was the Australian version. Okay, so that's the idea. And I think a lot of people are panicking about that one, just from the chatters I've been hearing, because they're going, oh, what do I do? But as I said, I'm stitching an apple and calling it a plum. If you have anything that's orange and circular, you've got your plum. That's my opinion, but I don't think I'm going to be overruled.
No.
All right, number 3, Mr. Lovegood told our travellers about the tale of the 3 brothers. You need to pick a brother's trait and stitch accordingly. So in other words, you pick one of these 3 brothers and stitch something you can relate to it. The oldest brother was combative and wanted a powerful law. He requested the Elder Wand. The middle brother was arrogant and liked to humiliate, and he asked for the Resurrection Stone. Or the youngest brother was humble and received the Invisibility Cloak.
So I think for this one, I would go with good intentions, and I'm the humble youngest brother.
I would agree with you. All right, well, Sammy.
A humble person is going to admit their flaws.
All right, I'm going to go literally. You can't see it, but on this one, the letters from Hogwarts, up the top, you have to stitch your wand. So there's my Elder Wand.
There you go.
That works. Cool. Number 4, the radio station Pottermore. Announcers' names all start with an R. Find an item in your project that starts with an R. Tell us the item and then stitch on your project. You do not have to stitch on the item. Can I go?
Go ahead.
I've got a road.
There you go. Let's see.
I've also got, just to make it easy for people, I also have a roof. I've probably got a rose.
And then in this one, we have a rainbow.
Yeah. And I would pay that because that is an item, but I wouldn't go trying to say I've got a red heart.
Right.
It's a
No.
colour, not an item, but a rainbow is an item.
Right. So.
Cool. Well, you've got 2 on that one. So that's that's only 100 stitches on each. That's nothing.
Yeah.
Bonus breaking news. We have received word that there are 6 prisoners being held for Lord Voldemort. The professors are trying a new spell they made up. Oh.
Don't be doing that.
Sorry. You need to stitch on a width that you think would make a good prison. And if the whole school stitches a prison at school, they'll be released and brought back to the school safely. Each prisoner is 100 stitches, so it's 600 stitches on something you think could be a prison.
I mean,
could be, or I can go for this one again. Hogwarts Castle.
Yeah. I'm just saying this place looks like it already has some prisoners that have done expired.
Yeah, I think you could definitely use that as an idea.
Yeah.
You got any other prison places in your stash?
Let me see. Hold on. Gotta zoom out.
I
I was thinking this one, that's an awfully big house.
And it looks like it's got bars on the windows.
Yes, and looks like it's probably like way away from the city or anything like that. So if somebody escapes, they can catch them before they make it too far.
Well, on the bars with the windows, this one, oh, you're sharing. This one at the top reminds me of a prison.
Oh, definitely.
So I could just, or a school, but yeah, well, isn't it the same thing? Don't I work in a prison?
Exactly.
Feels like it to me often. I'm a teacher. So that's the magical stitches. So again, even though it reads like it's tricky, I think it's really not. You've just got to think outside the box sometimes a little bit. Stop being so literal.
Yeah.
It's quite funny for a black and white person like me.
Well, and that's one of the reasons I feel like these homeworks help people. We've had several comments, not only on our YouTube, but when people jump into virtual stitchers, they're like, where is your video? I kind of count on it. Because I know that for me personally, sometimes I'll hit like a wall and nothing seems obvious to me no matter how hard I try. And if I show Lisa my list of widths, she can go, well, that makes sense. That makes sense. I'm like, duh, I totally should have thought of that. But once you get stuck, it's hard to get yourself unstuck.
And we like bouncing ideas off, and that's one of the other advantages about virtual in general. So we often have homework discussions on virtual, just because it's different opinions, and it's irrespective of the fact that people on there run groups and are, moderators and whatever's. It's just we're different opinions, and some of our most ingenious people with suggestions are people who you just go, wow, where'd that come from? But just different people think different ways. It's really cool.
And some of the stories, I mean, it's not just necessarily, oh, well, this has a house, so it can count as a prison. The story some people can spin, that's what it's really all about. It's about using your imagination and making it work. So I find that's what I've always really liked about the Magical Stitches prompts.
Yeah. So anyway, we've got a few more weeks. I don't think we'll talk about any plans yet for next year, but there is stuff coming on virtual. But for this month, come and join us on Finish That Stitch. See if you can get something knocked over. So many people have things that are so close, and you just need a bit of a push to get it done. So let us push you to a finish.
Right. Also, and we won't list them right now, but there are a lot of events already set up for next year. I've been setting up events as much as I can. I have a couple more that I haven't gotten set up yet. Also, I feel like Virtual Stitchers is very open forum in that you can come to us and say, I would really like to sell this this pattern or this theme, and we will set up an event for you to do that. Instead of you having to go create a whole group that you have to take care of. We can set up an event for you. Or maybe you just want to have a birthday sale because you want all the attention on your birthday. We can do that too. So be sure and check out all the events that I've been posting.
And you don't have to do them all. And as with anything Virtual Stitches, you're still welcome to jump on and join everyone in the event. You don't have to be stitching on the actual thing.
Right. We never.
You just have to be stitching, preferably.
Preferably.
Yeah, preferably.
So. All right. Well, is that it for this week?
Yeah, I think so. I don't feel like there's anything in full coverage or of anything else.
No, everything's kind of winding down, I think. Getting prepped for 2020. I mean, there's a lot going on next year.
We might need to have a planning video on here, Sammy.
Yeah. Yeah, because I sat down to work on my planner the other day and realized I was not prepared enough yet. I think step one is just going to be to get everything written down, and then later go through and organize it a bit. So, because I'm in a lot of different groups. So, and we'll link all the groups below. Yeah, I will. All the groups that I'm a part of. I don't think there's any y'all are a part of that I'm not a part of, because I just.
Sammy, you made me do everything.
Yeah. So, yeah. All right. Well, that's it for this week. I want to say we'll be back for next week, but it really depends on what homework is, because Daily 30 is going to stick with the one thing for the full month. Same with Ultimate Cross Stitch Group. So it's really just magical.
We'll see how we go. If we're not here, you'll know there's not much to say. And we'll probably be making some plans for a planning video, because I think you guys will want us to do that. But we really appreciate the positive feedback we get from talking to you guys. So thank you, because, yeah, Sammy and I would be very happy to not spend our late nights doing the videos, but, you know, because we know it helps people, and Sammy and I are both about helping people as much as we can. We're happy to do it. And, yeah, and if you're ever someone who's thinks you've got valuable input, then message one of us and have a chat, get to know us, and you never know when those guest spots come up.
Right.
So we like variety.
All right, everybody. We'll see y'all later. Bye.